start with Algebra 1. Let's start with Part 2, question number 11. Question number 11. The quadratic formula is a very useful tool. It's a complicated formula, but it helps me to solve these that cannot be factored. And what we do is we write this in standard form. We make sure it says equals 0, and then the coefficient of the squared term is a, the coefficient of the degree 1 term is b, and the constant is c. And then we plug those values into this quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula says negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2 times a. So I plug that in. Negative 46, that's eventually going to turn into 46, plus or minus the square root of negative 46 squared minus 4, that 4 comes from the formula, times a, which is 2, times c, which is 252, all over 2, again from the formula, times a, which is 2. The very first thing I would do is I would work this part on my calculator. I turn my calculator on, and I would enter it just exactly the way it looks. Negative 46 squared minus 4 times 2 times 252 gives me an answer of 100. So I'm going to rewrite this. It says 46 plus or minus the square root of 100 over 4. Now we know that the answer to the square root of 100 is 10. So it says 46 plus or minus 10 over 4. What's with this plus and minus? Well, what that does is it tells me at this point that I need to split this into 2 problems. I really have 2 answers I'm working on all through here. At this point, I split it into 2. 46 plus 10 over 4 and 46 minus 10 over 4. With the first problem, I get 14 for an answer, and with the second problem, I get 9. So my answer is C, 9 and 14. Question number 12. It says 5y squared minus 8y equals 2. Again, we need to use the quadratic formula, which is written here. But before you get started, I want you to make sure everything's moved over. So I want you to subtract 2 from each side. So it's going to say 5y squared minus 8y minus 2. A is 5, b is negative 8, c is negative 2. Then I plug them in this formula. Negative 8 plus or minus the square root of negative 8 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 2, all divided by 2 times 5. Work the part under the radical first. Negative 8 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 2 gives me 104. So I have 8 plus or minus 104 over 10. Well, 104 does not have a very nice answer. In fact, it's got an answer that looks like this. So what I need to do now is split this into 2 problems. 8 plus the square root of 104 over 10, or 8 minus the square root of 104 over 10. And I would just enter this on my calculator. 8 plus the square root of 104, hit enter, and then divided by 10. So I get 1.82, rounded to the nearest hundredth. And then 8 minus the square root of 104. Get your answer and then divide by 10. Negative 0.22. This is answer choice A. 13, another quadratic formula problem. It says use any method, but you're going to have to use the quadratic formula. So we start again by making sure that we have all the variables and numbers on one side and 0 on the other. A is 7, B is negative 16, C is negative 8. Plug that into our formula. Go to your calculator. Carefully, we have negative 16 squared minus 4 times 7 times negative 8 is 480. So I have 16 plus or minus the square root of 480 over 14. 480 doesn't have a pretty square root. We get 21.9, so I'm going to have to split it into two problems. So I'm going to have 16 plus the square root of 480 divided by 14. And that is 2.71 when you round it to the nearest hundredth. And then 16 minus the square root of 480 divided by 14 is negative 0.42. Answer choice B. Question 14 asks us to write the polynomial in standard form. Name the polynomial based on its degree and number of terms. So what you need to do here is you need to combine those that you can combine. So negative 11x squared can be combined with 6x squared. I get negative 5x squared minus 8x plus 2. That's answer choice A for number 14. Number 15 asks you to find the degree of the monomial. And you add the two degrees together, and it's degree 13. It's answer choice C. 16 wants you to give this a name. It is a cubic trinomial. Answer choice A. 17 says simplify the difference. You have to be careful that this negative gets applied to these problems. So it's negative 7x minus 5x to the fourth plus 5 plus 7x to the fourth plus 5 plus 9x. And then we start with the highest degree, which is 5x to the fourth, and 7x to the fourth. Together that gives me 2x to the fourth. Then we have minus 7x and plus 9x, which gives me 2x. And then 10. Answer choice D. Number 18 asks you to find the sum. You don't have to worry about changing signs when you're adding because there's nothing to distribute. So we take 4u cubed and 10u cubed, and it gives me 4 and 6 give me 10. 4u squared doesn't combine with anything, so it's 4u squared. Minus 2u, and then we get a 10. This is answer choice D. 19 you need to distribute. 8 times 4 is 32. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth. Then 8 times 4 is 32. X squared times y to the sixth. You cannot combine those if they have different letters. So it's x squared y to the sixth. This is answer choice B. Number 20 asks you to factor completely. The first thing you do is take out the common factor. Common factor is 2x. When I factor that out, I'm left with x squared plus 2x plus 4, but it will factor again. You could put it in a box if you wanted to. You're going to have x and 2 and 2. So it's x plus 2 times x plus 2. And the answer to number 20 is, did I write that down? This is your answer. Okay. This is the end of the second video for Algebra 1.